Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I'm Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Line Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I'll be fighting a 1,500-point battle between Harris's Steel Legion and my Genestealer Cult. Yes, that's what those blips are. So the story that we've got going on here is Armageddon is not just having a problem with Orks. Turns out they've been having a problem with a Genestealer Cult infestation. So weeks ago, a reading on the long-range scanners picked up an object that had entered into the system. Upon further investigation, it turns out that object was a wounded bioship that was making its way towards Armageddon here. As it started to make its way closer, they suddenly found themselves in the throes of a Genestealer Cult uprising. They had felt the tendrils of the Hive Mind and had taken up arms and started to overthrow what little there was of Imperial order here on the planet. So the Steel Legion deployed to try to take them out here. And as it got closer and closer, as it made its way into orbit around the planet, a pod separated from the ship and entered atmosphere and started to make its way down here. An armored column of Steel Legion led by Commissar Yarrick himself made their way out to this location where they suspected that the object was going to make landfall and moved in to try to see if they could try to destroy whatever kind of Xenos problem that it was going to create here. And the Genestealer Cult obviously arrived to try to protect whatever it is that was coming. So that's the story that we've got going on. We are going to be playing an open war mission. So the objective that we have is the Comet. So at the start of the third battle round, players roll off, winner roll a dice, and place the objective marker as close as possible to the center of the corresponding location on the maps here. So we won't know where it is. It's going to be somewhere in one of these quadrants here. Starting with the third battle round. Deployment is this weird one here. So my opponent has his armored column coming down the middle there. I am deployed on this edge over here. And then the twist is set piece battle, so we had to set it up. So he set up his army completely, and then I set up my army completely, which was just blips. So that's the story. That is the mission. Before we go any further, let's show you the two armies that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Genestealer Cult, I'll be running 2 battalion detachments and a vanguard detachment. Leading off the first battalion detachment, we have a Patriarch and a Magus. We have 3 10-man Brood Brothers squads. 1 squad has 2 flamers and 1 squad has a grenade launcher. We have a Keller Morph and an Achilles Ridge Runner with a missile launcher. For the 2nd Battalion Detachment, we have a Nether Patriarch and a Acolyte Icon Ward. We have 3 Acolyte Hybrid Squads, 2 10-man squads, 1 with 4 Heavy Rock Saws, and 1 with all Hand Flamers. For the Vanguard, we have an Abominate. We have a Biophagus. And last but not least, we have 2 Aberrant squads, 1 8-man squad with picks, and 1 9-man squad with hammers and a Hypermorph with an improvised heavy weapon. So for the Steel Legion, he'll be running a battalion detachment, a spearhead detachment, and a vanguard detachment. Leading off the battalion detachment, you have Commissar Yarrick and a Primaris Psyker. We have 3 10-man infantry squads. Then for the Vanguard Detachment, we've got a company commander with the Laurels of Command. We have 3 10-man veteran squads, 2 with 3 plasma guns, and 1 with 3 melta-guns. We have 3 chimeras with 2 heavy flamers each. Then for the Spearhead Detachment, we have a tank commander with heavy bolter sponsons, a las cannon, and the Hammer of Sunderance. We have a Lehman Russ Vanquisher with multi-melta sponsons and a las cannon. And last but not least, we have 2 Wyverns with heavy flamers. All right, so those are the 2 armies that are going to be fighting out. Going over deployment here, we've got his infantry squad surrounding his tanks because guardsmen are cheaper than tanks. We've got Commissar Yarrick in the middle here. We've got his Primaris Psyker back behind him there. We then have the 2 Wyverns on the flanks here. We've got his tank commander there, his other Lehman Russ over here, and we have the 3 chimeras. Each of them is going to be a veteran squad. The middle squad is the one with the melta-guns. And this one over here has his company commander inside, who is his warlord. So, and he took the warlord trait mobile commander. Essentially, what it is that detachment is going to be from Vigilus. It takes the what is the arm? Emperor's Blade detachment, and essentially took the warlord trait from that, which allows him to give orders from inside the Chimera, which is pretty cool. Basically gives him some extra protection, protect his 10 extra power armored wounds onto his warlord there, which is pretty good. And T7, so it's pretty good, especially when you're talking about like a regular company commander. So that is deployment for the Steel Legion. Going to deployment for the Genestealer Cult. Yep, whole bunch of blips. I've got underneath these blips, I have my 2 Aberrant squads, one of the Patriarchs, we've got a Ridge Runner, we've got the 3 Brood Brothers squads, and the 5-man Acolyte squad underneath these. Everything else is going to be deployed underground. So, that is deployment. What we do now, based upon the twist, is we roll a die. And on a 1, I will go first, but on anything other than a 1, Harris goes first. So here we go. Let's see what happens. Roll it. See it. No, it's a 5. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Steel Legion here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Steel Legion here on turn 1. This guy stayed back over here. These guys disembarked from it and moved into the building over here. This guy moved up over this way. This guy moved up over that way. And the squad inside of here disembarked into the building over here. So that is, and the rest of these guys back here all stood still. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so I had to reveal my units underneath the blip. So we've got the Ridge Runner back here. We got the 5-man Acolyte squad back over here. And we've got 3 Brood Brothers squads over here. I then spent 1 CP for Return to the Shadows, essentially bringing the 2 Aberrant squads and the Patriarch that were underneath there back into underground reserves. My opponent had also spent a CP to consolidate his squad, so 2 of the 10-man squads here are consolidated into 1 20-man squad. So that is it for the movement phase. So into the psychic phase. And now my opponent's going to spend is going to cast Night Shroud onto his Leman Russ there, the commander. That's going to go off with an 8. All right, so into the shooting phase, we're going to start with orders. He's going to give an order to the squad inside the building there. First rank fire, second rank fire.
4 up.
So on a 4 up, he gets to give. No, does not. So that's the only order that they're going to get because he's got the laurels. What is it? The
Laurels of Command.
Laurels of Command. Essentially, what happens is after he gives an order, he can roll a d6, and on a 4+, he can give a second order to that unit. He can then roll a further d6, and on a 4+, give a third order, and so on until he finally fails. Yep. All right, so they're going to fire into my squad back over here. 4 of them can see through this window, and then the 3 guys up on top can see. So they all have rapid fire because of Steel Legion gets plus at 18 inches. So these are going to be the plasma guns first. Hitting on 3s.
Only 2. Okay,
and then strength 7, so wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds. AP -3 is just going to kill 2 guys. And then we have 16 shots from the las guns because of first rank fire, second rank fire.
Hitting on
there's 4 guys that can see them.
On 4s.
Hitting on 3s because they're veterans. We'll come back to you with that. All right, these are going to be wounding on 4s. Strength 3, toughness 3. We'll come back to that. All right, so that's 7 wounds. 7 for us because they are in cover. Okay, making 3 of them. So 4 guys will be dead. And now he's going to give an order to this squad over here. So he's going to give first rank fire, second rank fire. So then he's going to roll. No, that's the only order that they are going to get. All right, so now the plasma guns are going to start us off by firing into here. Hitting on 3s. All right, pretty good. And these are going to be wounding on 2s.
Killing on 2s.
Killing on 2s, AP -3. So that's going to be 3 dead. And here come the las gun shots. Hitting on 3s. Come back to that. And then wounding on 4s. All right, we'll come back to that. And 6 wounds from that, looking for 4 ups because they are in cover. Making 2 of those, so 4 dead. All right, so now his Chimera here is going to fire into my dude bros back over here. He's going to fire the las gun array and the storm bolters. So las gun array first. Hitting on 4s, 3 hits. Looking for 4s again to wound. No wounds. And now the storm bolter.
1 hit.
That gets 1 hit.
1 wound.
That is 1 wound. And no save. All right, so the Vanquisher here only has line of sight onto my poor Dude Bros here, the Catachan's here. So he's going to fire both the Las Cannon and the Vanquisher because at the same time, because it's hitting on 4s, wounded on 2s, just outright killing. So here we go, hitting on 4s. So it's 2 hits.
No reroll for Yark.
No reroll because of Yark because he's rerolling 1s.
Yep, hitting on 2s.
And then wounding on 2s.
We're not Orks.
That is 2 dead guys. All right, so now his tank commander is going to fire into my Dude Bros over here.
In lieu of a better choice.
So here, because if nothing else is able to be seen, I managed to put myself where he could see. You could sort of see these guys, but he's not too afraid of those guys. So these are going to be. This is going to be the what is it? The
Hammer of Sunderance.
Hammer of Sunderance. So hitting on 3s.
9 shots.
Oh, getting 9 shots. Oof, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so 9 shots hitting on 3s because he's a tank commander. All right, no 1s to reroll, but nothing but 3s, so no misses. Pretty rough here. So he's going to be wounding on 2s. Killing on 2s. AP minus.
You'll get 6 up saves, -2.
-2. So yeah, we'll get 6 up saves. Ha ha! So all but 1. So it's going to be 8 wounds. All right, so 8 6 up saves because it's AP -2 +1 because they are in cover. Bill Faces getting 1. So that means that 7 are dead. And now the heavy bolter's going to fire into him. He didn't move, so no minuses to hit here. Reroll that 1 because of Yark, so that's going to be 5 hits. Strength 5, so 3s to wound. All right, getting 4 wounds. AP -1 +1 because they're in cover for 5 up saves. Making 2 of them. And the Las Cannon. That is a hit. And that is a dead guy. All right, so this Wyvern over here is going to fire into my Dude Bros back over here. So these are going to be their number of shots here. Getting a fair number, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 shots. Hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s because of Yark. Come back to you with that. All right, we had 1 reroll, but it wasn't a hit. So these are going to be 7 hits total. These are going to be looking for 3s rerolling because strength 4. Rerolling because that's what it does. All right, so that's going to be 7 wounds there.
7 4-ups.
So we've got 7 4-up saves because AP nothing. Failing enough that they are way dead. All right, so now this one will fire his Hunter Killer into my Ridge Runner, and he's going to put the what are they called? Storm Shard missiles into these guys, or Storm Shard cannon into these guys. Mortar, whatever. It's the regular gun from it. This boom thing. So we're gonna go with the Hunter Killer first.
That is auger array that.
Gonna auger array that one.
Into a hit.
Strength 8, toughness less than 8, but
So
more than 4. Yeah, 3 to wound. So that's a
-2.
wound. AP -2. 1 second. All right, so he's got a 4-up save. AP -2 on the Hunter Killer. +1 because he's in cover because he's in terrain there and more than 50% obscured. So looking for a 5-up save. Yeah, with the 5. Woo! And now the Storm Shard into my Dude Bros back over here. So that's going to be 10, 15 shots. All right, so he's going to be hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. All right, that's a lot of 2s and 3s. So you got, what is that, 1 there?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll re-roll that 1. Yeah, that's cocked. About as cocked as they come. Into a miss there. So these are now going to be strength 4, toughness 3, so 3s to wound.
And re-rolling that 2.
Re-rolling because that's what it does. Yep. So that's going to be 4, 6, 7. 7 wounds there. 8B nothing, so it's going to be 4-up saves. Failing 1, 2, 3 of them. All right, so this guy's Hunter Killer is going to fire into my Ridge Runner. He did not move, so hitting on a 4. No hit. Going to reroll that with the Auger Array.
I had points burning.
No, still no hit. All right, so now this Chimera is going to fire his Hunter Killer into my Ridge Runner, and he's going to fire his Storm Bolter into my Dude Bros back over here. So Hunter Killer first. That is a hit. That is a wound. AP -2 +1. Oh, it's going to be 6-up save because he doesn't have 50% obscured there. So looking for a Fill Face. Showing that Fill Face. New, the opposite there. So D6 damage. That is 6 damage. All right, so he has flare launchers, so he's going to be able to have 6-up feel no pains. But nope, he feels all of them. Oof. All right, so now the Storm Bolter is going to be firing into them over here. That is 1 hit. That is 1 wound. That's not a save. All right, so that is the end of the turn here for the Steel Legion. My guy's over here. He is just going to fail his leadership morale there because he lost 9 guys. That's not his leadership. Him back here, he has leadership of 8 because he's the leader. Lost 4 guys from his squad, so 4 plus. 5 is not going to do it, so I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll that into a 3, so he is alive. Woof. All right, so movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 1. Nobody's moving. He stayed back here out of line of sight, and he stayed still where he is. So we're going to go straight into the shooting phase. He is going to fire his missile launcher into him, crack missile, and then he's going to fire heavy stubbers into these guys. So we're going to go with the crack missile first, hitting on a 4 because he didn't move. That is a hit with a fill face, so this is going to be looking for a 3 to wound. No, I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll that into a wound. So that's going to be AP minus 3. 1 second. All right, so it's AP minus 2, so looking for a 5 up. Yeah! And he's good.
Every time I play guard.
And now the heavy stubbers are going to fire into these guys over here. 4s again. That is good. That's going to be 5 hits there. These are going to be wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds. 2 4-ups because they're in cover. They're good. Actually, he's got 1 guy out of cover over here, so that's actually 2 dead guys. All right, and that is going to be it for the turn here for GSC. I killed 2 guys over here. What's their leadership? Leadership 7. So if he rolls a 6, 1 guy can run away. But he doesn't, so they are good to go. So I killed 2 guys. Little rough there, but I figured it was going to be as much. But I managed to make it to turn 2, which is good because that means that my guys get to come in on their turn. Let's see if these guys, which I don't hold out too much hope of them surviving, survive. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Steel Legion. All right, movement phase for the Steel Legion. His Chimera moved up over this way. Everyone else kind of stood still except for his guard here. They kind of pushed out the cordon a bit away from his tanks there. He also spent another CP to combine the last 10-man squad into there, so it's 1 giant 30-man squad. So that's going to be it for the movement phase into the psychic phase. All right, so now he's going to cast Night Shroud onto the 30-man squad there. That's not going to go off on a 4. All right, so into the shooting phase, his Chimera here is going to fire 2 heavy flamers into the Ridge Runner here. So that's going to be 7 hits. All right, strength 5, toughness 5, so 4s to wound. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. So that's going to be AP minus 1, so it's going to be 4 5-up saves. Making 3 of them, and then 1 6-up feel no pain. Or ignoring wound. No, takes that. Now the Storm Bolter's firing. That's nothing hit. So now the Wyvern over here is going to fire into him over here. Ooh, that is a lot of shots.
Convenient.
All right, so 19 shots here. These are going to be hitting on 4s. Rerolling 1s. No 1s there.
1.
Oh, 1-1 to reroll. Into a hit. All right, these are going to be wounding on 5s. Rerolling because that's what the gun does. All right. So get a couple hits there. And then re-rolling. Oof, pretty good there. So that's going to be
7.
That's a 3 there.
Oh, is that 3?
Yeah, it's all good. So we got 7 7 saves that I gotta make there.
You will be in cover.
So these are going to be in cover because he's on terrain and obscured, out of line of sight entirely. So 7 3-up saves. 3-up saves. 3-up saves. Okay, not great. These are now going to be 6-up feel no pain. Show me those fill faces! Oh, most! I'm not going to CP that. I can't need to save those CP. Oh, so close. But that is enough to kill him. Does he explode? Let's find out if I find out. I don't even have to find out. And now his other Wyvern is going to fire into my 1 dude bro back over here. It's going to get 19 shots. All right, these are going to be hitting on 4s. We'll come back to you with that. Rerolling the 1s. Okie doke. And then these are going to be wounding on 3s. Rerolling because of rerolls. All right, so that's going to be 3, 6, 8 saves here. So these are going to be looking for 4-up saves because he's in cover. No, he is dead.
Forward.
All right, so that's going to be the end of the turn because there's nothing else to kill. So he managed to kill them all off there. So the guard are clapping themselves in the back saying, congratulations, we managed to purge the alien. They're already going into the medal ceremony to put it on. But then they hear something coming from below. All right, so the start of my movement phase here, I spent 2 CP to drop my 10-man hand flamer squad over here. So they're 3 inches away, at least from both of these squads here. So it drops them in 3 inches away. And now I'm going to spend an additional 3 CP for a total of 5 CP to have them fire onto his 30-man squad over here with the hand flamers. So we will now roll for that. So it's basically it was perfect ambush and then line in wait is essentially what it came down to here. So these are now going to be 10 D6 hits because of the hand flamers. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so we got 33 hits here. These are strength 3, so looking for 4s to wound. Yeah, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so we got 16 wounds over here. These are going to be AP 0, so 16 5-up saves. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, he made 5 saves, so that's 11 dead guardsmen. All right, movement phase here for the Genestealer Cult on turn 2. My Patriarch dropped in 9 inches away from his Chimera over here. These guys all dropped in 9 inches away from his Dude Bro over here, and these guys over there, along with my Patriarch. This one's my Warlord Patriarch. You already knew about these guys. Over here, we've got my Abominant on this side over here, and the 2 squads of Aberrants that are within 6 inches of him. We got a Magus back here. We got the Biophagus over here. And that is going to be it for the movement phase. At the end of the movement phase, my Biophagus is going to try to enhance the squad with the picks. So I roll a d6. On a 1, a model dies. Nope, good to go. So then we roll a d6, d3. On a 1, he give +1 strength. On a 2, they get +1 toughness. And on a 3, they get +1 attack. So a 1, so they're going to be +1 strength. All right, so into the psychic phase, my dude bro over here is going to cast Might from Beyond onto my dude bros over here. So on a 6, ooh, 1 second. Nope, I needed a 7. And now he's going to cast Mental Onslaught onto his Chimera over here. That does go off on a 10. All right, so my leadership is 10. His leadership is 7. So I'm going to have +3 to this roll off here. And the first one is good, so he takes 1 mortal wound. Now roll again. Get it again, so that's 2 mortal wounds, 3 mortal wounds, and that's going to end it right there with the 6 or the +3, whatever it is. So he takes 3 mortal wounds. And now my Magus over here is going to cast Mass Hypnosis onto his screen over here. Yeah, that's going to go off with a 10. Need an 11 to go. Deny it. No, does not deny it. So they will can't fire Overwatch, and they will fight last, and they are -1 to hit. All right, so now my dude bros here are going to start us off in the shooting phase into his veteran squad there. I made sure to place them all within 6 inches of both squads. So it's going to be 10 D6 hits. Ooh, pretty good. All right, so that's 39 hits here. So these are going to be wounding on 4s. Womp. All right, so I got 20 hits. So his guy over here is out of cover, so it's going to be 25 up saves. We'll come back to you with that. Yeah, that wiped the squad. These guys are going to shoot their pistols into his squad inside over there. Looking for 4s. Not great there. And 4s to wound. Getting 2 wounds. 2 4-up saves because they're in cover. Failed 1. All right, so now into the assault phase now. My Patriarch over here is going to charge into his Chimera. Out of range for the heavy flamers, so here comes the Stormbolter. Nothing hits there, so this charge distance, he needs a 9-inch charge. And he makes it. All right, so my Patriarch here is going to charge into his squad inside there. He's got the Amulet of the Void Worm, which means that he cannot be overwatched here. So looking for a 9-inch charge to get in. No, does not make it. So this squad here is going to charge into his Chimera. He gets to overwatch on them. Stormbolter, getting 1 hit. 1 wound. No save, but they do have a 6-up, feel no pain because of the Icon Ward. Yeah, he's good with that one. Woo! And the last gonna raise because there is a squad inside there. The commander's inside, so it's it is manned. So that's gonna be 2 hits. Gonna get 1 wound. Not a save, and not ignored there. So 1 guy is dead. Yeah. So they are Cult of the Four-Armed Emperor. The detachment with the aberrants is Twisted Helix. So these guys are Four-Armed Emperor, though. So they are going to charge in over here. So they need an 8-inch charge to get in. This guy is the. I also took it as the Deliverance Brood Surge from Vigilus. So I gave him the Warlord trait to it. So he is going to allow them to re-roll a failed charge. So looking for an 8-inch charge. Rerollable, thankfully. Oh, still don't make it. All right, so these guys are the Anointed Throng detachment, and they gave him the Warlord trait, so they're going to have +1 to their charge. We're going to go with the Aberrants with the picks charging into here, so an 8-inch charge to get in because they get +1 to their charge because of that Warlord trait. Not going to make it. All right, I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll this into a successful charge. All right, now the guys with the hammers are going to charge in. Ooh, they will not be in. And now my Abominant is going to charge into them as well. He will also not be in. All right, so my Patriarch here is going to attack into his Chimera. So we're going to start off with 6 attacks here, hitting on 2s. That is all but 1 hit. These are now going to be wounding on 5s. Oh, real good there. Rerolling because of Monstrous Rending Claws. Oh, he's got 9 inches. Yeah, 9. Those 3 are going to give AP -6, 3 damage. He is dead. Does he explode?
Nope.
He does not. All right, so my dude bros here are now going to attack into his screen. They're going to have 2 attacks each with their picks and then 2 attacks each with their claws. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. Come back to that. And then wounding on 2s with the picks here. These are just going to straight up kill guys. So that is going to be
2, 4, 6, 7 dead.
7 dead guys. And then it's going to be another set with the claws here. All right. And then wounding on 2s again. Oh boy. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 6-up saves for these guys here. Here we go. Making 1 of them, so another 7 are dead. All right, so 3 guys are going to attack me back over here.
5.
Hitting on 5s, getting 1 hit.
5.
Getting a wound. Not with a save, but then a 5-up, feeling no pain. No, takes a wound. All right, so that is the end of the Genestealer Cult turn here. My opponent decided not to spend 2 CP, so he lost 25 guys from that squad. So 25 plus any roll was definitely going to lose everybody else there. So they are dead there. But that is the end of the Genestealer Cult turn here. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Imperial Guard here on turn 3. All right, so in came at the beginning of turn 3. Our objective here came in from the Comet. So it dropped in over here, boom, into the ground over here, carrying with it who knows what kind of treasure trove of Xenos information that we've got here. These guys want it dead, but I am going to get it. All right, movement phase for the Steel Legion here on turn 3. This guy moved up over this way. This guy moved up over this way and then spent 1 CP for rapid redeployment, which is a stratagem for the Emperor's Blade detachment in Vigilus, allowing them to disembark after it moved. So it moved up there, and these guys disembarked over here, looking at my poor Patriarch. So that is their movement. The squad inside here moved so that everyone got off the floor, moved up into the stairs there. These guys all stood still where they were, and over here my opponent had an 87 power level list. I had an 88 power level list. So he got the ruse. The ruse that he drew was tactical reserves. Essentially what it allows him to do is take at the end of any movement phase, he can pick a unit from his army that has been destroyed and get set up again on the table anywhere that is more than 9 inches away from enemy units and that is within 9 inches of the table edge. So that whole 30-man squad that I wiped out there is a unit. And boom, popped him right over there. So that's going to be pretty brutal. But I feel like we've done it once. Let's see if we can do it twice. All right, so that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so my opponent is going to smite into my aberrants over here. Goes off with a 12. That is going to be a perils. I guess I can't deny it because I can't roll higher than 12. So his perils is going to do 3 damage to him. How many wounds does he have? Primary Psyker? Ooh, 1 second, we'll find that out. All right, he's got 4 wounds, so he's got 1 left. But then he's going to do D6 mortal wounds to these guys, doing 5 mortal wounds. So they do have 5 up, feel no, ignoring wounds here. So here we go, looking for 5s. Getting 2 of them, so 3 mortal wounds means 2 guys are dead. All right, so now into the shooting phase. My opponent here is going to spend 1 command point for Armored Fist, which allows them to reroll 1s to hit in on the turn that they disembark. So they disembarked here, so they'll get to reroll 1s to hit there. They will also now get orders from here. He's going to bring him down, which will be reroll 1s to wound.
Do they get another?
Do they get another? No, they do not. So it's just going to be that.
He's rerolling 1s.
All right. So now the squad here is going to fire the melta-guns into my patriarch and the las guns into my dubros over here. So we're going to do the las guns first. So these are going to be hitting on 3s because they're veterans.
Rerolling
all right, rerolling 1s because of the armored fist. That was a cocked die, so we'll reroll that. All right, and then that. All right, pretty good there. So that's 12 hits, pretty good. These are now going to be wounding on 4s because it's strength 3. T3. So now re-rolling 1s because of bring it down. So re-roll. There's a couple 1s there. Re-rolling. Alrighty. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wounds. Looking for 5 up armor saves. Making 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4. 6 up, feel no pains because of the banner. The icon ward. No, so 4 are dead. All right, and now we're going to have 3 meltas going into him over here, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. Good thing he spent that CP. Well spent now.
Yes.
Okay, not that one. That one's cocked eye over there. Yeah. Okay, so 1 hit. That's still pretty good. That is a wound.
-4.
AP -4, so he's got a 5 up invul save, which becomes a 4 up because of the Amulet of the Void Worm, since it's +1 to saves, not just armor saves. Nope, that's going to go through. I'm going to spend, I'm going to do Unquestioning Loyalty onto my squad over here. So on a 4 up, I will kill a guy, and then they will have leapt in front of that Melta shot. Yeah, with that 5. Woof. All right, so now he's going to give the order, take aim to the veteran squad inside the building. And on a 1, that's going to be the only order that they get. So they are going to fire the plasma guns into this dude bro here and the las guns into these dude bros over here. All right, so he's going to supercharge these plasma guns here. Getting 1 hit. This is going to be, the first guy is 1 hit. And then 2 hits on the second guy. And then re-rolling 1s, which is good. No, not a hit, but not a blow up, which is good. So 4 hits is not bad. These are going to be strength 8, so looking for 3s to wound. Cocked there. That one was cocked here. That one's cocked too. Get it away from there. All right, so that's going to be 3 wounds. 3 4 up invul saves. And I make all but 1, so 2 damage. And las guns into my dude bros over here. Dude bros, or the brood bros, as someone recommended I say, which I think is freaking hilarious. Rerolling that 1 for a take aim. Nope.
Kyle.
Yep. There we go. So the brood bros. I do like that. Wounding on 4, so that's going to be 4 wounds.
That's enough to kill the squad.
4 5 up saves. Making 1 of them, and then 6 up, feel no pains. No. All right, so now his Chimera there is going to fire the heavy flamers into my dude bro here, and then the storm bolter into the 1 acolyte over there. All right, so that's going to be 5 heavy flamer shots. These are going to be strength 5, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting 2 wounds, AP -1. Which would be a 4 up becomes a 3 up becomes a 4 up becomes a 4 up. Making 1, failing 1, and then the storm bolter.
3 hits.
That's gonna be 3 hits. Getting 3 wounds. Making 1 save.
2 feel no pains.
And 1 feel no pain, but he is dead. And now the other Chimera is going to fire everything. It's going to fire everything into the Patriarch, except for the last gunner raise. It's going to fire into him. Since we're down to characters, he can shoot anything he wants over here. So it's going to be the 2 flamers. There's going to be 6 hits there. These are going to be strength 5 into toughness 5. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. 3 4-ups. Making 2 of them. And the heavy storm bolter. That's going to be 2 hits. These are now going to be wounding on 3s.
5s, because they're...
Oh, no, they were on him. He said storm bolter.
Lad's going to raise on it.
Oh, Lad's going to raise. Storm bolter's on him. So that's going to be 1 wound on 4s. On 5s. So on a 3-up, he's good with a fill first. And then the Lad's going to raise. They're going to over here. So hitting on 4s. Come back to you with that. 4s. He got 3 hits and then looking for 4s to wound. Getting 1 wound. Not a save, but then I feel no pain. Nope. All right, so now his Wyvern here is going to fire the storm, mortars, his mortars into them, and then the heavy flamer into my aberrant. So what do you want to do first? Storm shards first. So these are going to be that many shots. All right, these are going to be hitting on 4s now. That one's cocked right there. Okay. And reroll that 1 because of Yarrick. Into a hit. And he's going to be wounded on 3s, re-rolling. Re-rolling.
And then, like, for example, like for elites or fast attack, they simple.
All right, so that's going to be 8, 9, 10, 11 wounds there. All right, so 6 of my guys aren't in cover over here, so we're going to do them first on 4s.
5s.
5s, because it's 8 beat nothing there. So it's going to be 1 save. So then we've got 5 that are dead. And unfortunately, now we have to do this one at a time for this guy. All right, then he's dead. And then we've got 4 that are in cover there. These are going to be looking for 4s. Making 2 of those. And now the heavy flamer into my aberrants. It's going to be 3 hits. Strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds. 2 6-up saves. Making 1 5-up, ignoring wounds. Yeah, he's good. Woo! Yarrick's going to fire his storm bolter into these dude bros over here. So it's going to be 4 shots, hitting on 2s, rerolling because of himself. That's going to be all hits, looking for 3s to wound. Getting 3 wounds. 3 4-ups, failing 2. Vanquisher is going to fire everything into the aberrants over here. So we're going to do, this is going to be the Vanquisher cannon. So hitting on 4s, that's 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds, AP minus 1 second. All right, so it's AP minus 3, so it's going to go through their armor. So we have to do the first one that goes through is D6. Roll 2 dice, take the highest, so it's going to be 5, which becomes 4 because of their ability. 5-up, feel no pains. Oh, nope, that is a dead guy. He really tried. And the second one is going to be 5 again, then down to 4. No, he is also dead. And now the multi-belts is going to fire into him. That's going to be that's cocked dice there. All right, re-rolling because of Yarrick. Nope, not meant to be, so that's 1 hit. That is not a wound. He's going to spend a command point to re-roll that into a wound. So that's going to go straight through the armor there. Definitely melt range because it's 12 inches for that. So it's going to be 4, which becomes 3 because of the aberrants being aberrants. No, dead guy. And the last cannon. No, oh, re-rolling once because of Yarrick. No, not meant to be. All right, so now these guys here are going to fire into my hammer bros. So we're going to have they're in rapid fire range. So we're going to go with first set. It's going to be 28 and 29 shots piece. This is 28 shots because it's a total of 57 shots coming in. And we're just going to go into the wounds here for the first volley. These are going to be wounding on 5s. So you had 9 wounds in that first volley. Pretty good. 10 wounds on that volley. Sorry, 10 wounds on that volley. Here comes the second set. All right. And here comes their wounds on 5s. All right, only got 4 wounds for that run there. So these are now going to be looking for 6. These are going to be looking for, oh man, 5-up saves here. Oof. Oof, I made 2. So the rest are looking for 5-up, ignoring wounds. Made a bit more that time, but still, that's a lot of dead guys. Oof, 4 dead and 1 wounded. All right, so now the Hammer of Sunderance is going to fire into my Hammer Bros, and then the last cannon heavy bolters are going to fire into, and Storm Bolt are going to fire into Dude Bros over here. So Hammer of Sunderance first. Rerolling because of Yarrick. Oh, 5 shots, that's right. I keep forgetting that it's D6 shots. So that's 5 shots, hitting on 3s because he's a tank commander. All right, all hits. No need to re-roll that.
Doses.
These are going to be wounding on 2s. That is going to be all wound.
3 base.
All right, so the 1 has to go into the guy at least over here that's wounded. So that's going to be 2 damage straight up, AP minus 2, 3 damage. But it becomes 2 damage because of them being aberrants. So 2, 5 up, ignoring wounds. No, he is real dead. All right, so then into the hypermorph over here. Makes 1, fails 1, and then the next shot goes into him as well. Makes both of those.
Pretty good.
Oh man, is he going to tank this? Oh, makes those 2. Almost the champion I needed. Oh, but not bad. Like taking those last 4 shots himself. That's pretty awesome. And now the last cannon is going to fire into my the pick bros. That is a hit. That is a wound. AP minus 3 is going to go straight through, so D6 damage. 5 damage, which becomes 4 because of aberrants being aberrants. But that is a dead guy. And here come the heavy bolters. All right, re-rolling 1s because of Yarick.
That's going to be my children's book. Here come the heavy bolters.
Here come the heavy bolters. Name of a child's book. I like that. All hits there. Looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 5 wounds there. 5 at AP minus 1 plus 1 because they're in cover there. So 5 up saves. What happened to this one? Oof. No, 5 up saves. Oh, but they're in cover. That's right. AP minus 1. No. So failed 3 of them. Made 2 of them. And then feel no pains. Make another 1, so 1 guy's dead. The Primaris Psyker is going to fire his last pistol into this dude bro over here.
I was playing Spiral Core.
That's a hit. No,
Yeah,
4. Yeah, 4 is a hit.
I like him so far.
That's
But that's not a wound. And then the Storm Shards from here are going to fire into my dude bros over here. That is going to be 15 shots. All right, so now these are going to be hitting on 4s. All right, re-rolling 1s because of Commissar Yarick. All right, pretty good.
Yeah.
And these are going to be wounding on 4s, re-rolling because of what they do. So,
Good thing, too.
okay, there we go. Needs a bunch of re-rolls. Alrighty, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds. We've got 6. AP nothing, so 6 4-up saves. Okay, and then these are going to be 5 up, ignoring wounds. Oh no, did not ignore any of those wounds. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, this Chimera here is going to charge on my Dubro. No Overwatch to shoot, he is in. Now his second one is going to charge on in here. Oh, I think 3 inches will not make him in. My opponent's going to spend a command point on that. And 4 inches will get him in, I think, maybe? Yeah, he was 5 inches away, so he's good. And then these guys are now going to charge in. That one's cocked.
Super cocked. There we go. 6 inches.
6 inches will get him in.
6s.
Alrighty, so now his dude bros here are going to attack first in the fight phase. So he's got 12 attacks there from that squad, hitting on 4s. Because they shoot better, they don't punch better as veterans there. So these are now going to be strength 3, so looking for 5s to wound. That one's cocked over there.
Cocked. 3 wounds so far. That's not
3
bad.
wounds.
Yep.
So he's got 3
There's a chance.
4-up armor saves. The +1 makes 2 of them.
That's fair.
All right, so he's going to put all his attacks into this Chimera over here because I'm going to spend 2 CP to interrupt with him. My last 2 CP. Here we go. 7 attacks because he's got Biomorph Adaptation as his Warlord trait. Hitting on 2s. Oh, those 1s would be the death of me. Wounding on Strength +1, so it's going to be Strength 7. Strength 7, so 4s to wound. Rerolling because of the Monstrous Rending Claw, so it's going to be 4 wounds there, 1 of which is going to go straight through, and then we got 3 6-up saves, making none of them. So these are going to be D3. So he's got 3 so far, plus, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He is dead. Does he explode? He does not. He's going to spend a CP to re-roll that because he wants to blow up in my face. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, no, he doesn't. And his Warlord has to get out of it. Does he fall? Oh, no! His Warlord died on his way out, and he spent the CP to explode. Wow, that was way better than I thought it could actually work out. All right, then my opponent's going to spend his last command point on Crush him to attack into my dude bro. So he's got weapon skill 2. So he's going to have 3 hitting on 2s. That is going to be hitting on
Paid
2s. Good
off.
thing he paid off there. So that's going to be 3 hits. Wounding on 3s because it's strength 6. That's 2 wounds. 2 4-up saves.
You got me. Like I didn't really.
Oh, but I make them both. Woo! All right, so that's going to be it for the turn here for the guard on turn 3. I do have some leadership tests. He lost 7 guys from his squad, therefore he's auto running away. These guys lost 7 guys from their squad because they had the extra guy with the improvised weapon there, that hypermorph. So let's see. On a 1, only one of them runs away. On a 2 or more, all of them run away. Phil face, as if to emphasize that they are really running away. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 3. This guy advanced over this way. This guy moved up towards this way. He stayed in combat. These guys all moved up over towards this way, and my Kellermorph came in, my last guy in reserve, dropping in over here within 12 inches of Yark, but 9 inches away from everyone over here. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so first things first, he's going to cast Mental Onslaught onto these guys over here. It's not going to go off on a 5. And then he's going to cast Smite onto his Chimera. That will go off on an 8. Doing 1 damage. And then he's going to cast Mass Hypnosis onto his Chimera, onto his Wyvern over here. That will not go off on a 6.
Some guards.
All right, so we're going to start off the assault phase with my my Abominant charging into his Wyvern over here. So Heavy Flamer first. Getting 3 hits. Strength 5, so looking for 4s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds. AP -1, so 2 6-ups. Nope, not making either of those. 5-ups. No, taking 2 wounds, and then the shard cannons. That's 1 too many dice
Yes,
there.
it is.
All right, so the reroll for that is going to be...
Now they run out of ammo.
Yeah, now they're running out of ammo in
So then
Overwatch.
10 shots.
Hitting on 6s. Ooh, getting 1 hit there.
5.
5 to wound. Rerolling, because that's what it does. No wound. All right, before I make that roll, we forgot that my Kellermorph didn't shoot, and it needs to shoot because that would be silly. That would be really bad if he didn't do that. So he's going to fire into Yarg over here. 6 shots, hitting on 2s. There we go. So it's going to be another 6 shots. Hitting on 2s. 1 miss there. So that's going to be 11 hits. Pretty good. Strength 4, toughness T4, because he's super cool because he's Yark. So looking for 4s to wound. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds at AP -2. 1 second.
Do you have any AP?
All right, so he's going to have, it's AP -1, but he's got a 4-up invul save. He's also in cover, so 4-up saves. Whoa, that's how you do it. Just takes 2 wounds because he's Yarick. All right, so he needs a 6-inch charge to get in here, so I need a 5 on the result because of his Warlord trait. Oh, he's in. And now he needs a 9-inch charge to get in over here.
Nope.
And then he needs a 6-inch charge to get in. And he's in.
There's your...
All right, so my Abominant here is going to attack into his Wyvern. So I've got 3 attacks here, hitting on 4s because of his Sledgehammer being -1 to hit. All right, so it's going to be 2 hits. These are going to be 2s to wound because he's Twisted Helix, which makes him strength 7, times 2, 14, looking for 2s to wound. That is 2 wounds at AP -3, I think so. 1 second. Yep, AP -3, so 6-up saves. Makes 1 of them, so he's going to have D6 damage.
Wyvern lives.
1 becomes a 3. Counts as 3, so he takes 3 damage. All right, so now my Acolyte Icon Ward is going to attack into him over here. 4 attacks hitting on 3s. That's going to be 3 hits, wounding on 3s. Oh, okay, that's going to be AP -1. 2 are definitely dead. 1 has a AP -1, so 1 has a 6-up save.
Oh,
Don't take him with you.
it's just how eager he is to kill them.
No, so that's going to be a 3rd dead. And now my Patriarch is going to attack. He's going to have 5 attacks into the Chimera, 2 attacks into the Dude Bros. So we're going to do the 5 into the Chimera. 2s to hit, 4 hits. Wounding on, he is strength 7, so 4s to wound. Getting 1 wound, 6-up save. No, D3 damage. Deals 3 damage. And then 2 into the Guardsman there. That's 2 hits.
You reroll.
Wow. Oh, re-rolling because of Monstrous Rending Claws, thankfully. Oh, thank you for reminding me. No, yeah, that's 2 just straight up dead guys.
Please.
So we're actually going to go back and re-roll the 3 that were onto the Chimera there, because my opponent is a very nice guy. He's also kicking my butt. Getting another 2 wounds there, 2 more 6-up saves. Making neither of them.
You can do it.
Doing 3, 4, 5 damage. He's down to 1.
7.
All right, so now these guys are going to attack into my Patriarch here. So we've got 5, 6, 7 attacks here, hitting on 4s. That one's cocked right there.
Still not bad.
That's not bad at all. Wow, that's really
6
good.
hits.
Wow, when did these guys? I guess they're.
When they watch their
I guess
warlord
when
die,
they watch their warlord just fall out of the door and twist an ankle and kill himself.
4.
Getting 4 wounds. Oh boy, 4 up saves. Oh no, he is dead. All right, and that is the end of the turn, and that's gonna be the end of the game. I've got what, a handful of models over here. This guy is now just gonna turn his gun and just
the heavy flamer and
blast it here. He's gonna turn over there and just toast the spore into like a crispy little critter, and that's gonna be it. So it looks like the Steel Legion were ready to fight back the hordes of the Genestealer Cult to protect this planet yet again, as they've done for many a millennia. A well-deserved victory there for the Steel Legion. A ton of fun. Those first couple rounds are always tough for Genestealer Cult, and you hope that you can get yourself into a position so that turn 2, if you can survive, to be able to drop it in there, and then hope you make 7 charges. But instead, I made 2, which was not enough. So, but it was still a ton of fun, and that's just how how it goes. And to be fair, I did kill a bunch of stuff. I just needed to kill more and faster. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Harris, and until next time, have fun.